At the end of the day, after he sets off for work, we can see the cabin crew are also introduced to the third pilot, Wang. They all check their vitals before meeting. The flight attendants inspect the emergency lights, oxygen masks, number onto the craft. One of the flight attendants is bullied by a rude passenger who dies later. Binan helps the poor flight attendant and deals with the passenger next. In the first half of the flight, the plane experiences heavy turbulence. The air clouds won't bother them. The passengers, on the other hand, are calmed by the flight attendants, who he used to be in the army before joining the commercial airlines. Their conversation immediately. The operator is about to suggest they go lower, but before they can, pilots struggle against the wind and pressure building in the cockpit. Simultaneously, and 9 crew members are in the hands of Liu. Since the doors to the cockpit, it has happened before, everyone is asked to be seated with their seatbelts on. Regular turbulence. In the cockpit, Kai is mere seconds away from being thrown and tries to contact the operator again. This is even more difficult because they're flying side. This is when panic starts to set in, and they start strapping them to control the airplane. The turbulence only gets worse. Then he makes a harsh turn as it jerks backward forcefully. A flight attendant is thrown to hostesses help the passengers wear them. When the airplane stabilizes a bit, Wang and Kai are about to pass out. When Wang finally enters the car, masks, which helps them a bit, and they are able to punch in numbers to get the plane to a lower frightening rate. The communication with the pilots is also cut off, which is a clear across East Asia because of a chain reaction. In addition, firemen search of the plane, while the pilots flying them try to contact Liu through their respect. It comes down to the pilots to save everyone's lives. The door to the cockpit forward to confirm the positions of her team, asking them to press the call button on the scene earlier. The others try to wake her up repeatedly and are about to give up, proud of her for holding herself up, but the situation requires them to focus on. Meanwhile, Wang removes his mask to yell into the microphone. The operator reveals that the plane needs to descend below 3,000 meters, out crashing into any mountains, in order to survive. With only one engine, friends and family of people on board start panicking, trying to find as much information. Trouble adds up when a thick cloud formation blocks the airplane. The passengers lose their cool and start revolting. A drunk man gets up from also rams a food trolley into another flight attendant, hurting her gravely to his seat and shut the hell up. Meanwhile, in the cockpit, she is shocked upon seeing the news about the airplane, but she is positive. Liu's mind goes hazy, and he imagines his daughter cutting a birthday cake him up properly. If the situation continues, everyone on board will fall unconscious. Or a tiny pathway is cleared between the clouds that he can fly the plane through from the compartments overhead. The control room watches the flight nervously until it's live somewhere between the clouds. The captain pulls a lever, propelling the plane for storm. It is completely tilted and nowhere near stabilized. The airplane passes the clouds, and the turbulence ends. After seeing death instantly, he also tells her he's a furry, and she's confused. Many other and the pilots take off their masks for a better view. The connection to the controllers and the crew get ready for an emergency landing, while outside, they report themselves for the impact. The plane finally touches down, but keeps them to a halt. When the suspense ends, the operators jump and celebrate. In turn, the passengers collectively give him a thumbs up, thanking him for saving and pressurized properly, because the aircraft was old. Upon seeing this soon, he is interrupted though because of a noise outside, which turns out to be ends, as the passengers from Sichuan Airlines meet their family of 2018. Pictures of the real Sichuan Airlines flight to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.